Welcome, family and friends, to another edition of Catching Up with Covenant. Today, I'm interviewing Lauren Stovall. She is one of our supported missionaries with MTW. Lauren, welcome, and thank you for taking some time out with us today. This is our first overseas Catching Up with Covenant. To begin with, what is the time difference between us?
Thanks for having me. Our time difference is, I'm 7 hours ahead, so it's about 6:30 here p.m.
So you can tell us how the day went then.
Yes, I could. Mostly studying, but
Nice. Well, good. Well, again, thank you for being with us. When did you arrive in Odessa, Ukraine? And do you have any interesting stories or interesting moments on your trip over?
Yes. So I actually came to Ukraine. I arrived on February 6th, which I arrived not from America, but from Belgium. I had training with my organization. So I had been there for about a month. Yeah, for a month. And from Belgium, I flew to Ukraine. My interesting story was, this is my own foolishness, but I ended up leaving my passport at my gate. It was my final gate, but it was at my gate where I was supposed to get on for Odessa. Odessa, it's a very touristy city, so it's kind of known for pickpocketers. So I went to the bathroom. I don't even remember what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing, but I left I guess it was my purse and my passport. I guess I had a bunch of bags on me. I was running to the restroom, and I was on the phone with my mom at one point in there, and I just realized, oh my goodness, where is my purse? Where is my passport? It's not on me. Then I'm like running through the airport, which I forget where I was. I think it was, I don't even know, Poland. I think it was Poland. And I'm like running, I'm looking at panic. I'm like, I can't believe I left my passport, my purse. Like, it's going to be gone. Like, then I won't be able to, I was so close. And now I'm stuck in Poland, which I mean, is not always terrible, but in this case, I wanted to get to my destination. So I didn't see my purse on the seat, of course, when I got there. And it turns out some the security guards had it at the gate, and they were trying to figure it out, and they were speaking in Russian. And I finally, I asked them if they found a purse, and they had it. So that was the Lord, covering of the Lord. So this was a great picture that He has everything under control, even with my foolishness and my crazy ways. Yeah.
Well, that is definitely a way to start this interview.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I was like nervous for you. I was like, oh no.
It makes me nervous just thinking about it again.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so that leads us into question number 2 in a perfect way. What were you expecting when you arrived, but then what really happened?
I think I was expecting, my team to arrive, and my team would be there, and they would kind of show me the ropes and, show me around Odessa, which they did. We had a good, I want to say at least a month, maybe a month and a few weeks. Well, yeah, it started in March. Yeah, we had at least a few weeks, I guess, of normalcy. So what happened was what I expected up until the COVID shutdown. So, my team they were very gracious and kind, and, wanted to show me everything. Everybody wanted to have me over for dinner or lunch or gatherings. And it was really nice. It was actually a little overwhelming for me personally, because when I got to the city, everything was like sensory overload, and I'm an artist, and I just like to take everything in. And it was so many, lights and signs, and everything was in Russian or Ukrainian. And it was just really, it was an interesting city. It's an interesting city, but when COVID happened, that kind of shut everything down. Obviously, we all ended up in quarantine and kind of separated a little bit.
Which, again, you're setting me up great leading into our next question. So that leads us into the next question is, how has ministry looked for you and your team during the COVID-19 crisis?
Well, for us right now, we've moved digital, to the digital world, like much of the world, through Zoom. At first, actually, the first day that I arrived, it was the 6th at night. I arrived in Odessa, And the next day, they had plopped me in ministry already. I was actually leading an English language learning table, and I had a lot of people at my table, and it was like, okay, I'm leading a table already, day one. So that was intimidating. So that ministry, we had to stop for some time, and we're actually in the process of talking about what we want to do, bringing that back. But we've gone online with all of our church plants. We've gone online with, we have a teen ministry where the teens meet and we read the Bible and discuss topics. So that's gone to Zoom meetings. And so everything is really, it's gone to Zoom, and we don't get to sit together in church, obviously, anymore because of COVID and social distancing. But we are talking about possibly, in the future, what would that look like, once we do meet again. But right now it's, everybody's kind of with their families, and, we meet for prayer as a team through Zoom, and a lot of it is meeting through Zoom. For me personally, I'm in language school right now, so I'm doing a lot of language studies.
So is all the stuff, I was actually going to ask that question. So is the language studies online as well?
Yes, I used to have a teacher who would come actually to my apartment and we do our lessons together. But since COVID, now we meet online. And I'm a little sad because I liked having someone, come over. I'm here by myself. So it was nice having, a guest come, and even having women's Bible study, like preparing for that was like, oh, we can have people, I can have people over. And so now I have Zoom classes. Well, actually it's Skype, but Skype lessons. And then I do my homework and study. I practice with a lady from the church. On Sundays, we'll walk together with our mask and do some Russian practice. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you think ministry will change once we move beyond COVID-19? It sounds like you're already starting to think through that and work through that. So how do you think it'll change?
Yeah, for church, I think that our church plants are not very large anyway. They're pretty small congregations. So we meet in a church building. Two of the congregations actually, they meet in a church building, and we don't have as many people, so we can spread out, so that we have space and wearing masks. So that's something I spoke with my team leader about today. He was, kind of sharing that, we'll probably talk about possibly doing that, just socially distanced services, and we'll see. I think there are a lot of question marks right now. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with the English ministry again. So we're thinking about rebranding that even and starting fresh. So it's, we're just really trying to figure a lot of it out at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. As well as a lot of folks are, and a lot of churches, even here in the States, are trying to figure all that out as well. I've been in contact with Redemption Fellowship a little bit, as Covenant is trying to make some determinations and decisions. I know Redemption is as well, and so it's interesting to see folks kind of work through all that together. How many folks are on your team?
So I'm like doing the math in my head. I believe there are 3 or 4 families. I guess I'm like, there's me, and then I have our team leaders, and then we have 2 other family units. So yeah, it's really like, 4 of us.
Okay.
So 4 households, I should say.
Okay. That's awesome.
It's a pretty small team.
Yeah. Has your mom or dad been, I guess they've not been able to come and visit at all since COVID-19, and since you got there, I mean, are there plans at all for them to come and visit anytime soon, or do you?
Well, I didn't think that my parents would come here at all, because my dad, I love him. He's a little bit, he's kind of set in his ways, has to have everything the way, sorry, Dad. He has to have everything the way that, he's branching out. He's getting a little, he's opening up in life. So we'll see. I hope they'll come, but I'm a 2-year missionary at this time. So, one of this first year is kind of like a COVID year. And then next year, right now, like our borders are closed. So if they wanted to come, I don't know how that will work. I don't even know that they can get in. So I'm thinking if I see them, it may be next year, and it maybe I'm coming there. So we don't even know what that looks like. But I don't think they have any plans to come at this time.
That's awesome. And we love your folks. I love your
Yeah.
folks dearly. Love them both. Are there specific ways that Covenant can partner with you and your team? And maybe right now is not the time to ask that question since y'all are trying to figure it all out, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I definitely, always prayer, just prayer for our team and for the ministries. And, personally, I want to be able to connect with people and, yeah, build relationships with people here. But because of COVID-19, it kind of, puts that at a standstill. So yeah, just, for direction, we need prayers for direction for our ministries as well as, most people around the world, most churches. And I guess ways to continue to reach out to people and to share the gospel.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you for taking some time out for this interview. I know Covenant folks will be encouraged. A lot of our members have been asking about you and has been wondering about you. So this is going to be a pleasant surprise for all of us, or for them. I guess not a surprise to me, but we're definitely grateful and thankful for you. We'll definitely be praying for you and for your team and for your time there. Thank you, family and friends, for joining us for another edition of Catching Up with Covenant. I pray that you and your families are doing well, you're staying safe, and you're encouraged in the Lord. Until next time.
Bye. Thank you all.